352 Texas high school football playoff games this weekend. What do you say we just predict every one of them? These are the picks. Welcome into the Picks, your guide to Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and happy holidays. We have made it to the 2018 Texas high school football playoffs. It is truly the most wonderful time of the year. 704 Texas high school football teams vying for 24 spots at AT&T Stadium and the UIL Texas High School Football State Championship games played right before Christmas. It all starts here. The road to AT&T Stadium begins this week. And what's this down below? Oh, look. All of my picks are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. That's right. I am picking all 352 Texas high school football games this weekend. That's right. So if I don't mention your game, then guess what? I picked it down below. So keep an eye down there. But there are huge games all across the state in the first round of the Texas high school football playoffs. We start in Perryland. 7 o'clock Friday night at the Rig in Perryland. It is a 6A Division I clash as the Perryland Oilers take on the Dickinson Gators. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number one, Perryland's defensive line against Dickinson's offensive line. To me, this is where the game is going to be won and lost. Perryland's defensive front is so fierce and deep and dangerous. They have so many different playmakers up front. 33 sacks on the year, 49 tackles for loss. Their defensive lineman, Gilbert Ebenimi, has been absolutely outstanding. Can the Dickinson offensive line do their part to let their often explosive offense operate? Plain and simple, who wins up front? Key number two, quarterback play. I think both these teams have quarterbacks that they feel pretty darn good about heading into the postseason. For Dickinson, quarterback Mike Welch has been exceptional as a junior, a guy who takes care of the football, can make all the throws you need to, and can take off and run with it. He's a true dual threat, a guy that Perryland's defense is going to have to keep an eye on. On the other side, for Perryland, J.D. Head has been, I think, a pleasant surprise for this Oilers team. We expected them to be able to run the ball, and they certainly can do that, but adding him has added an extra element to this offense and makes it all the more dangerous. So, we're now in the postseason. It's win or go home. Which quarterback steps up big? And key number three, home field advantage. It was kind of controversial when the UIL implemented a rule allowing 6A teams, the higher seeded teams, to have home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs, but I guarantee you that Perryland is not complaining one bit. The Oilers are 67-8 since 2004 at the Rig. They have a true home field advantage. Dickinson has to go on the road in a playoff game to a hostile environment that is notoriously unfriendly to visitors. Will home field advantage play a factor in this one? Who am I picking? I'm going with Perryland. Certainly being at the Rig helps. This is a team that's very hard to beat at home, but I also think their offensive balance has been a big difference for this team. You know, we've talked a lot about J.D. Head, but their running game with Jalen Benefield has been just as good. Beyond that, I think their defense is really pinning its ears back, and I think it's very dangerous right now. For Dickinson to win this game, I think they need a big game from their junior quarterback, Mike Welch, and they need to jump out to an early lead, get Perryland chasing. I think this game is close, but for now, I think Perryland brings home the win. From Houston up to DFW, 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. It's a 5A Division I bi-district matchup between the Mesquite Poteet Pirates and the College Station Cougars. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number one, pace. Simply put, who dictates the pace in this game? Both these teams want to play a different kind of ball game. I think Mesquite Poteet wants to get out and run. Their running back Seth McGowan has been great. Their quarterback Daniel Dale. I think they want to turn this into a bit of a shootout. College Station has weapons, but I think they are better suited playing a more low-scoring slugfest. Lean on that outstanding defense to win the game. So, who dictates the pace in this game? Key number two, College Station's defensive cap. So if you go back to College Station's 2 losses on the year against Lufkin and Magnolia West and you try to find a common thread, it's pretty easy to spot. They gave up big plays to big play offenses, and that could be a problem against Mesquite Poteet because they have a number of weapons, most notably Cam Lampkin, the big-time receiver. He has been exceptional. He is a true game breaker. For College Station to win this game, they've got to limit the number of big plays. They've got a great secondary led by Brandon Joseph. So, can College Station keep a cap on the Pirates' offense, or will Poteet explode for a couple of big plays? And key number three, the first half. Both these teams enter this game 8-2, and in those 4 combined losses, every single time these teams trailed at halftime. They simply came out flat, the other team jumped on them, and they were never able to come back. Now, there are some different things around there. John Tyler beat Mesquite on a Hail Mary, and the Magnolia West College Station game was a little bit lower scoring than we thought. But plain and simple, it's important for both of these teams to start fast. Who can take advantage of coming out of the gates hot? Who am I picking? I'm going with College Station. I think part of this is the champion's advantage. Remember, they're the defending 5A Division II state champs. Even moving up a division, I think they deserve a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. But beyond that, I do think that their defense is starting to round into form. I think this is a defense that can take the ball away a couple of times and maybe make the Petite offense a little bit one-dimensional. My key in this one for Petite is Seth McGowan, their outstanding running back. If he goes for more than about 100 yards, then I think College Station's in trouble. But for now, I think the Cougars bring home a win. 7 o'clock Friday night at Cy-Fair FCU Stadium in Cypress. It's a 6A Division II by-district matchup between the Cy Ranch Mustangs and the Pflugerville-Hendrickson Hawks, 2 teams that I think are maybe a little bit underrated coming into the playoffs. Cy Ranch is one of the more quiet 10-0 teams in the state. This team just keeps humming along and beating teams at the game that they like. They like to win the game with running game and defense. Gerard McKnight leads this outstanding Mustangs defense. On the other side, Hendrickson started off really, really hot, faded a little bit in the middle, and then has come on strong. Of late, their quarterback, Blaine Barker, has been exceptional. So, another game dictated by who sets the pace, but I think Cy Ranch's defense is the dominant force in this game. Give me the Mustangs. 7 o'clock Friday night at the Star in Frisco. It's a 5A Division II by-district matchup between the Ennis Lions and the Frisco Reedy Lions. And talk about a difference in pedigree here. This is Ennis's 30th playoff appearance compared to Reedy's 2nd. So a little bit of disparity in that regard. Sam Harrell back on the sideline in a playoff game, exactly where he belongs. But I think the story here is Josh Foskey and this Reedy attack. I think that they are physical, and I think that they are explosive. I think they come away with a win. Give me Frisco Reedy. 7 o'clock Friday night at Tiger Stadium in Snyder. What a 4A Division I clash we've got as the Hereford Herd take on the Springtown Porcupines. And if you're into running game, you're going to love this matchup. Seth Dixon, the running back for Hereford, has been exceptional. And Cameron Rickett, the running back for the Porcupines, is a bona fide superstar. Going to be a lot of fun to see these two guys go head-to-head. For now, I think Springtown's defense comes through big. Give me the Porcupines. Really interesting matchup in 3A Division II, 7 o'clock Thursday night at Shelbyville's Dragon Stadium as Corrigan Camden hooks up with Elysian Fields. Strength on strength in this one. Elysian Fields is a big explosive offense and fast, led by running back Michael Ramirez. But what happens when they run headlong into one of the best defenses in 3A in Corrigan Camden? I think this game has a chance to be really, really close, but when in doubt, go with the team with the better defense. Give me Corrigan Camden. And let's go down to 2A Division II now. 7 o'clock Friday night at Indian Stadium in Quanah. Archer City takes on Wheeler. Welcome back to the playoffs, Archer City. They are making their first appearance since 2010, and their defense gives them a chance to win this game. I think this game has a chance to be really low scoring because both these defenses has been fantastic. But I think the difference here is Wheeler quarterback Gustavo Andrade. I think he's starting to hit his stride and take over games. I think Wheeler comes away with a narrow win. But those are far from the only big games in the first round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. Remember, I'm picking every single game. They are scrolling down here at the bottom of the screen. For now, let's get to the lightning round. In 6A Division I, I think El Paso Franklin takes down visiting Midland. Give me Round Rock to beat Cy Woods, and Lake Travis beats Smithson Valley. 6A Division II now, Flower Mound stays hot with a win over Denton Guyer. Katy Taylor beats Fort Bend Dulles, and Brownsville Hanna over Weslaco East. Down to 5A Division I, Grapevine beats Crowley. Cedar Park edges Austin LBJ, and in their playoff debut, I think San Antonio Harlan beats San Antonio Sam Houston. 5A Division II now, Justin Northwest beats Wichita Falls. Give me Lindale to get by Montgomery, and I think Bernie Champion beats Brenham. Tough games to call in 4A Division I. I like Melissa over Alvarado. Let's go with Henderson to get by Crandall, and I like Fisher Canyon Lake over Needville. A lot of interesting matchups in 4A Division II. I think Lubbock Estacado squeaks by Fort Stockton, and Sunnyvale beats Gilmer. Sweeney surges past LaGrange, and Llano gets by Hondo. 3A Division I now. I think we lose a state champion. Give me Grandview to beat Rockdale, and Brock beats Breckenridge. San Antonio Cole gets by Lyford, and Tatum in a squeaker over Mount Vernon. 3A Division II now. Merkel over Tulia, Blanco over Schulenburg, and in a really tough one to call, I like Holiday over Dublin. 2A Division I now. Panhandle gets by Post, and Riesel takes down Crawford. Tenaha takes back the Lemon Tree. They beat Shelbyville, and give me Holland to beat Junction. 2A Division II now. I like Wink over Sudan. Give me Flatonia to beat Iola, and Evadale beats Frost. And some fantastic matchups in six-man football. 1A Division I like Union Hill to squeak by Coolidge, and 1A Division II, give me Jayton over Throckmorton. And those are the picks. I picked all 352 Texas high school football games because I am a crazy person. So as my reward, why don't you tell me what am I wrong about in the comments? Leave them down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at dctf. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com, where you can find complete coverage of the 2018 Texas high school football playoffs at texasfootball.com/playoffs. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the first round of the Texas high school football playoffs. We'll see ya.